Yeah.
Oh my God.
That sounds kind of funny to watch. But
As
also
awful
scary.
as all of this sounds, I think the worst thing I heard you talk about, the roaches sound horrific. And like, I think the roaches would severely damage my mental health over the course of days and weeks
Yeah.
and months. But the spider situation, could you speak on that a little bit?
So you would just wake up with pinpricks on your skin. It would get you in the night because it would come out looking for food. You roll around in your sleep and you touch it. Then in the following days, the pus would start to come out and the skin would like melt away and the venom would eat into your flesh down to the bone on some occasions and cause what's called a volcano lesion. Now, we'd take these guys to the guards, and the guards would always say the same thing, in the early stages at least. It's the policy of the jail not to treat insect bites. You put yourself in here, you deal with it. So this Chicano gang member who was facing like hundreds of years, he'd been in a drive-by shooting. He shot a bunch of teenagers. He was a teenager when this had happened. And one bullet had gone through a girl and come out and blew her nipple off. And it was headline news every night whether these people in critical injury were going to die because he was going to get the death penalty then. So he got bit on his back. I mean, this guy was like 300 plus pounds. And he would roll around in his sleep on this little bunk. Obviously, his body would go against the wall. And that's how he got the spider bite. So we're showing it to the guards every day because it's like a baseball of yellow pus plasma is like building up in his back. And the guards are like, it's the policy of the jail not to treat insect bites. You put yourself in there.
It's an arachnid, sir! An arachnid!
So we did try to deal with it. We got a load of guys in the day room, big guys, and we got his arms on either side and held him steady. There was a Russian guy, Bill, in the military, and he said he knew how to dress wounds. So he was our designated doctor. I was holding a roll of toilet paper, and the Russian just comes up behind him and starts massaging this wound. All this pus is running down his back, and I'm helping mop it up with the toilet paper. Now, this is going on for about 10, 20 minutes. Big guy's almost fainting, sweat dripping off his ears, his chin. He starts dragging everybody across the day room. We need more guys to hold him. People were jumping on. When all of the pus was finally out, what we did for him was what the Russians said was the best thing to stop the bacteria. Put salt on the wound to stop the bacteria.
A little lemon juice, maybe.
Now, when I got moved over to Max Security, I started a little competition called Sufferer of the Week. Whoever had it the worst, the prisoners who had commissary would put in like a Snickers bar or some peanut butter. And whoever had it worst that week would win. So there was one guy, he got bitten on his thumb by the spider. So every day he's showing it to the guards, and the guards are like, tough shit, you got nothing coming. And in the beginning, it was just the pus coming out. It was red. Then it went purple. Then it went blue. Then mold started to grow on it, and it turned black. And they finally took him to see a doctor, and they had to cut it off before it impacted his whole body. And of course, we awarded him Sufferer of the Week, and he says it was worth losing his thumb for just to get the extra food.
Jeez.
But he got a
you had,
Snickers
a
bar,
nice little,
so it was kind of a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone help me unwrap it, though, for real?
Yeah. It's kind of like maximum security prison meets free parking from Monopoly. Like, you get a little
That's that's the brown.
system.
That's the brown recluse spider that does that, and I've never seen one. I think that's kind of part of their MO is that you don't see them very often. They're very small spiders. The worst story I heard is about the guy who sat on a toilet seat and there was one under the rim and it bit him on the head of his dick, and his dick rotted off because he was embarrassed to go to a doctor and say, "Look at my penis, it's been bitten by something." He just thought, it'll get better. But those bites really don't get better. They get much, much worse before they get any better.
I tell the doctor immediately.
Well,
Every time you get bit in the penis?
Every single time.
These stories so far are mild compared to my dick, balls, and gang rape and beheading stories.
Yes, and I got all that written down. So all that written down to address.